Good afternoon. My name is Kirtana. Today I'll be here presenting how we can help the hotels to work smarter by predicting which bookings might cancel and how to price the rooms better. Here the project is called optimizing hotel operations by predicting cancellations and pricing strategies using booking data. Let's get started into the project. Coming to this objective of the project here, the goal of this project is to help the hotels to predict the cancellations and set smarter room prices using fast booking data. Here we are using the machine learning technologies to analyze the guest behavior like booking time and then deposits and the guest count. Here the cancellation model helps to the hotels to take the early actions while to reduce the no-shows and the pricing model supports to dynamic rate settings. Yet the overall it turns like into the historical data, actionable insights to make the better planning, staffing, and the revenue management. Next, coming to this project background, here we worked with the real hotel booking data collecting between 2015 and 2017 year from two types of the hotels like a city hotel and a resort hotel. Here, all this data gives us like a detailed view of every booking, like how every people book the stays, like the lead time and how the guests paid the deposits, whether they paid or not, and like how many people are coming, whether like they are adults, children, and babies, and most importantly here, whether or not they cancel their books later. Yet total we had over like 1,19,000 of the booking to study. And all these kind of the data set we call it's like a memory book where it could tell us like the real story of the guest behavior and then the seasonal trends and the financial risk. Here, by careful studying of all these kind of the patterns, we can help to the hotels to predict the guest actions and also by like the to manage their room prices better and to take the plan staffing more efficiently instead of the reacting too late. Well, all these kind of things to help to this project is about to turning years of the past experience into smart real-time decisions for the future. Well, next, coming to this, the data preparation. Before going to the analyzing, here we could clean the data set to ensure the accuracy and then the reliability. Here we are also handling the missing values while by removing the invalid records like booking with zero guests and creating the new features like a total guest and the night stayed and the outliers like the you can also addressing to avoid the skew results like unusually high room prices, and all this preparation will help to the hotels to build stronger, more trustworthy models. Well, coming to of this exploratory data analysis, here we could see like after cleaning, we explored the data to understand the hotel story. Here, most of the guests booked about like 1 or 4 days early on average, and we can also see that average daily room price was around like 1 or 1 pound, where around 37% of booking were cancelled. Like it quite a high number. Well, all these numbers give us like the early hints about the guest behavior. Like all hotel owners noticed that people who might book very early sometimes change plans. Because of these early bookings may also be the reasons to be like a more high rate of cancellations. All these kind of things will be explained in these kind of these analysis here. Coming to of this average daily rate by hotel type, here when we look deeper into the pricing data, here we could find that the resort hotels generally charge higher rates comparing to the city hotels. Generally, what is expected due to their amenities and then seasonal demand, all we could think because the resorts are maintaining like a beautiful amenities comparing to the city hotels because the city hotels looks like an apartment. So mostly people like the amenities, which is good to stay, like to enjoy the nature. So mostly people select the resort hotels comparing to the city hotels. So most room prices across both hotel types fall within a comfortable range of like 50 to 150 pounds. Here, it indicating the typically pricing zones for most guests. All these kind of insights is valuable for hotel managers because it shows what price ranges guests are most comfortable with. Well, and also where the market expects rates to be, and by staying with these in this range or adjusting smartly, Right. Hotels can also avoid the setting prices too high and losing their bookings, or too low or missing out on the potential revenue. So keep in mind of all these kind of the categories. The hotel rooms will adjust the prices is the best to increase their hotel rooms, the prices or the gas. Here we can also see the comfortable range is like the $50 to $150. So they might be how to adjust the price in between of them to be a more profit. Well, coming to the most monthly cancellations, here we could find something really interesting. Here we could see in the diagram where the cancellation peaks was very high during the July, August, and December months. As we all know that these months are very really like the big vacation months to all the families and the friends, where they can plan like the family trips and the friend trips. But at the last moment, they might be have the chances to change their plans and everything. So at the times, the hotels can protect themselves like by requiring the deposits or like by maintaining the strict cancellation policies for these months. Where like just how we can know that like airlines often have a strict refund rules where if they have the cancellation too, like that the hotels have to be maintained the strict cancellation policies to avoid all these kind of the laws for themselves. And all these are also happened like in the July and August and the December months over here. Well, coming to this modeling, as I said earlier before, like here we are using the machine learning methods like the logistic and the linear regressions. Coming to the logistic regression, here we use the logistic regression to predict if like a booking would be cancelled based on the guest behavior, like the lead time and the deposit type. And the linear regression helps us to estimate the room price, like using factors of hotel type and then the number of guests. Well, both these models were trained like the real booking data from the 2015 to the 2017 years of the data here. So let's get go into these models to see the briefly explanations. Well, coming to the model one predicting booking cancellation. Here we could see we are using the logistic regression to predict whether a guest would cancel a booking or not. And this model was also trained on key features like the lead time, the deposit type, and the past cancellation. Here, the confusion matrix predicts like the 14,511 non-cancellations and then the 3,625 cancellations are shown in these matrices. Well, this helps us to the hotel to take like the early actions on the risky bookings and avoid the last minute surprises. And all these things we have done in this the logistic regression to predict and to provide the better understanding for the hotel to take the better decisions in the future by seeing the cancellations and the non-cancellation prices on these the matrices. Here we could see here like the predicting level and then the true level, how the difference going on so between the cancel and the not cancel the numbers over here. Let's go into the model two. We are using the linear regression model to pick the room prices based upon the guest and the booking features here. And most of the key factors including here the lead time, hotel types, and then the number of the guests. Here in this model, we could see how that the city hotels and the last minute bookings and the large group trends to pay the more. Well, all these insights will help to the hotels to apply the dynamic pricing to maximize the revenue while staying competitive. And well, always these kind of the regression those will help us to understand what drives high rumor prices like hotel type and then the number of guests. Well, by combining all the both insights, like the hotels can take a better manage cancellations and set the smarter prices. Here, they could learn how to spot the high risk cancellations early. So hotels could take the better actions in advance to reduce the higher risk chances over here. Well, coming to this evaluation of the result, here we are using the logistic regression and then the linear regression. Well, coming to this, the logistic regression, here you may believe that the warning when it indicates that a reservation is likely to be a cancel, where 9 times out of the time, however, it only takes roughly like a 40% of the cancellation. So while it might be a provides you with a very solid alerts for certain high risk reservations, and it can also should gently remind everyone else. Well, coming to this of the linear regression, here it provides you with a good starting point where that you can adjust using the real-time marketing data and explaining roughly 25% of the fluctuation in your nightly rates and predicting your ADR within 40 points of the actual price. Coming to this, the final summary here, by predicting cancellations, it might be helpful for the hotels to can avoid the overbooking, like the last minute reduces gaps, and can also plan according to the avoiding of the overbooking. They can plan to just the better. Here, they could accurately estimating the ADR allows the smarter, the flexible pricing where that can boost the revenue without hurting the guest demand. And all this together, these models help the managers to make the informed decisions instead of the relying on the guesswork, where ultimately this leads to the higher guest satisfaction and then the stronger financial performance for the hotel. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to any questions and discussing like how we can apply these strategies to the real hotel operations.